What's up, friends of fantasy and fandoms? Today we are pressing pause on Magic the Gathering to explore the grimdark galaxy of Warhammer 40k. Join me as I attempt to paint my very first miniature. Yes, you heard right. From mana to miniatures, will it be a masterpiece or a masterpiece of disaster? Let's find out together. So stick around, unleash your inner artist and maybe bring a little bit of patience. Let the battle begin. Hi, I'm Alice, and my previous videos were all about Magic the Gathering, opening collector boosters, for example, from the newest editions. But today we are looking into the world of Warhammer. And just a disclaimer from the beginning on, I'm a total noob. I know a little bit, I know it's very complex, so just for your information. Also, I'm from Germany, so English isn't my native language, so don't be bothered if I pronounce anything wrong. I've heard of Warhammer mainly from interviews with Henry Cavill. Cheers. And I have to admit, I always imagined, like when he talked about miniatures, like these little green plastic soldiers. I wasn't that interested to do that, but through Magic the Gathering, I also looked now into the Warhammer world. And boy, was I wrong with the plastic soldiers, because wow, the characters and the miniatures are so detailed and look so cool. I had to go into a Warhammer store to also get a little bit of consultation and to find out if I really want to start painting my first miniature. So I went into a store and I had the chance there to paint a miniature. So I got this one. And I started there to paint it, but of course it was already assembled and so on, and it's also not finished yet. I chose a Primaris Chaplain, so in German we would say Primaris Ordenspriester, because he just looked really cool to me. In general, I have to say that I prefer the looks of Age of Sigmar, because I like this Middle Age style. And 40k is for me a little bit bulky robot style, and I just prefer the other. But, well, the Space Marine here, the Chaplain, is now from 40k. I think it's a nice combination of the Middle Ages, but also like the modern aspect of 40k. When I was at home, I started to research what this character is all about. Because I think it's important to know the backstory of the character, so you can use that for the painting. Probably you know that already, but just a short overview of this character. So this character has an important role for the Space Marines because he is one of those spiritual leaders and is, for example, responsible to administer rites, preserve the rituals, and also motivates, for example, during the battle to really focus on the main goal. So what are the warriors fighting for? So they don't lose their motivation during the battle. He's basically like a role model and is responsible really to focus on the mission they have. Also, he's part of the Death Watch, and the Death Watch, sorry, I have to read that, are a widespread chapter of Space Marines and the Imperium's greatest weapon against the manifold threats posed by countless Xenos races. And if you're a part of this Death Watch, then you are one of the most skilled Xenos hunters. So he has seen a lot. He's a great warrior, I would say. I started using tweezers for the very tiny parts, and my fingers are really slim, so yeah, well, that was already a challenge. What I did as preparation, of course I bought all the equipment and I watched a few YouTube tutorials, which I think will be really helpful, I hope, in the process. So let's see if I can use the skills I've learned from watching others onto my own miniature. So I built this construction with the trash I left and I used blue tack. So let's see if I can do that to prime the parts now. I just bought this one. I know that there are other providers as well, but I just bought it all together. Let's prime. I let two things separately because I think it will be easier to paint them afterwards, so I will glue them together in a later step. Although I primed now everything in black, I am painting it again in black because I'm not sure if the black from the paint is the same as the priming. So yeah, here you see me just painting everything in black again. Is there any real procedure I'm following doing the painting? No, not really. I'm just doing really trial and error and yeah, just what I think could be nice to do next, so no real procedure behind it. I used here the sheet that came with it as reference because this helped me a lot to have some orientation, how it should look like. But it also helped doing some things differently because of course it doesn't have to look exactly like it, but it helped me to have a reference. Here gluing the two parts finally together. Let me show you the colors that I bought. So I have 10 colors, or well, 2 are not real colors, I would say. First I have this here Bane Blade Brown, then Base Elite Belcher. This is here the Technical Sterling Mud for the base, so not really a color. Then the contrast paint for like the skeleton parts, so also not really a color. Then this Balthazar Gold. Corny Red. Rhinox Hide. Then of course the white, or is it called the Wraithbone? Ashen Grey, and of course Abaddon Black. I also read about the things that he is wearing. Wearing iconic jet black MKX power armor featuring unique greaves, he fights fiercely using his Absolver bolt pistol and Crucius Arcanum. So I was thinking, what is a Crucius Arcanum? And it's a badge of rank, basically, a ritual object and weapon of the priests of loyal Space Marine orders. So if you could hear me doing the whole process, you would hear a lot of curse words when I accidentally painted another part, because I used, I think, two bigger brushes. I should have bought smaller brushes, which I did then afterwards, but then I already had painted all these little things, so well. I had really difficulties to paint these tiny skulls, but the skull just looks like shit, I guess. I don't like it. If you have any tips how to do that next time in a better way, please tell me in the comments. Because I tried to do it with the dry brush technique, but somehow it just didn't look the way I wanted. So I'm very happy about any recommendations for any techniques. What I hated the most were applying these transfer sheets. First of all, I had to look up how to apply them. I used a tutorial for that, which was really helpful. And that's why I also bought this basics acrylic, because when you apply these transfer sheets, they have a shiny touch and you can change that with this acrylic. But really, applying these caused all my nerves. I was really thinking, do I need them really to apply them, or should I just leave them out? But I finally did it, so yeah, I think this was the worst part for me. Applying this mud was a lot of fun because it also gave the miniature more life, I would say. It really helped to think of him being on the battlefield And of course there will be mud, so there has to be also mud on his clothes, and he used all these things before, so it shouldn't be looking perfect, because otherwise it would not fit to the character. So that helped a lot to also leave them things like they are, and yeah, it doesn't have to be everything clean and shiny, and this made fun as well. I did it! Here is the final miniature, and I have to say I am proud of it. For my first miniature, I think it looks really good. Let me know in the comments what you think about it, and please be kind. Did I win the battle? What would you say? Is it a masterpiece or a masterpiece of disaster? What I would change is I don't like the Balthasar gold, I think it's called, for the halo. I think it should be real gold. That is something that I would improve. And also the skulls. Yeah, I don't know how you really paint the skulls. So please also let me know in the comments what is your technique to paint these skulls. What I enjoyed most. You can be creative with these miniatures without the need to be creative from scratch on, because you have the picture, you already know how it's supposed to look like, so you have some orientation, but you can also do it the way you like. And I think this is more relaxing. For me, individually at least. It's cool to have this character and you know a little bit of the background and give this character his life by painting it. Will I do it again? Yes, I will. Firstly, because I have now all the equipment and it would be a shame to not use it again. Secondly, I have still this miniature from the store I started painting it, but it's not finished painting, so I will do that. For me it was fun. I enjoyed painting it, although I had a few times nearly losing my nerves. But yeah, maybe it was also a little bit of a difficult miniature for a beginner because of the very tiny parts. But well, so if you know a miniature that you think could be fun to paint on, then let me know in the comments and I will have a look, and maybe this will also one of the miniatures I'll paint in the future. Thanks for joining me in this painting battle. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please leave a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any videos in the future. Might it be Magic the Gathering or Warhammer or any other topic I would like to share with you. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.